2 years ago, I made a video saying that WWE ruined Finn Balor's career. I talked about how he failed on the main roster. Obviously, you won't find that video today because I deleted it, but anyways, fast forward to 2 years later and I am proven wrong by the WWE. As a bald man named Triple H would swoop in, take control of creative and fix Finn Balor by making him join the Judgement Day. Now to find out how that happened, we'll need to go back to where it all started. And that is Finn Balor's childhood. Born on the 25th of July 1981, Fergal Devitt, aka Finn Balor, always enjoyed watching wrestling. He also loved playing other sports like football and Gaelic football. On the 23rd of November 2001, Finn made his wrestling debut for NWA and would win the NWA British Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship. Right after losing it in March 2006, he would leave the company for New Japan Wrestling and would use the name Prince Devitt. Now in New Japan, a lot would happen for Finn, as he'd win the Junior Heavyweight Championship and then lose it to Kota Ibushi. He would also form one of the most famous factions in the modern era called Bullet Club. Now at the Invasion Attack pay-per-view on April 6th, 2014, Finn would wrestle his last match for New Japan against Ryusuke Taguchi, where he'd end up losing due to the Young Bucks betraying him. On the 28th of July 2014, WWE would confirm Finn Balor's sign. Later on, at the November 7th episode of NXT, Finn Balor would team up with Hideo Itami to face the Ascension. They would successfully win, and that win would lead to them starting a tag team together. After the odd partnership between Finn Balor and Hideo Itami, there would be a number one contender tournament in NXT, where Finn would participate in. In it, he would reach all the way to the final, beating the likes of Curtis Axel, Hideo Itami, and Neville in the final. Now this win would lead to Finn getting a shot at the NXT Championship, facing Kevin Owens at the 25th of March 2015 episode of NXT. Unfortunately, he would lose that match and fail at winning the title. Now, lucky for Finn, he would get another shot at the title at the Beast in the East pay-per-view. After a banger between KO and Finn would do the impossible and finally win the NXT Championship. Later on that year, while being NXT Champion, Finn Balor would team up with Samoa Joe for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament, which would actually end up with them winning by beating Baron Corbin and Rhino in the finals. After that match, Finn would continue defending his championship against a list of incredible talents from the black and gold NXT era. But that all would end, unfortunately, as Finn Balor would lose to Samoa Joe at a live event, ending his reign at 292 days, and he would leave NXT. Well, in the summer of 2016, the WWE decided to bring back the brand split. And so at the July 19th, 2016 episode of Raw, the draft would begin. And shockingly, in the first round, Finn Balor would be drafted to Raw. Now this pick would give people faith that Finn would succeed and have a bright future. And that showed, as in his main roster debut, he beat Rusev, Cesaro, and Kevin Owens in a fatal 4-way match. Then in the same night, he beat Roman Reigns, the number one guy of the WWE, to eventually face Seth Rollins at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. Now we fast forward to SummerSlam, and after a great match, Finn would win the Universal Championship and he'd break his shoulder from a powerbomb to the barricade from Seth Rollins. Now, after 8 months of waiting and healing, Finn would finally make his awaited return at the Raw After Mania of 2017. He would team up with Seth Rollins to face Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. Now, this match would be a fun one and would obviously end with Seth and Finn winning. Now, from this match onwards, Finn Balor wouldn't be the same ever again, as the WWE would seemingly ruin him and will be using him to just take pins and wrestle in useless matches. Unfortunately, that would continue from the next few years. That would all end in late 2019 and early 2020, as Triple H was running the creative of NXT at that time, brought Finn Balor back to NXT and repackaged him as the Prince, a gimmick similar to his old one in New Japan, where he was Prince Devitt or whatever. Anyways, during this time period, Balor would feud with the likes of Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, and the Undisputed Era, and someone that shall not be named. Finn would also win the NXT Championship once again after beating Adam Cole at the NXT Super Tuesday 2 special episode of NXT. But that reign would end 212 days later, as Karrion Kross would destroy Finn Balor and end his reign. Now that would mark the end of Finn Balor's NXT return. After leaving NXT, Finn Balor would take a 2-month break and eventually make his return to the main roster. Balor would start a feud with current Universal Champion Roman. In it, he'd face him twice, once in a random SmackDown episode and once at the Extreme Rules Premium Live event, where he was using the Demon persona. Unfortunately, in both matches, Finn would lose. Now, after the losses, it would be time for the 2021 draft, where Finn would be drafted to Raw once again, and that would lead to him qualifying to the King of the Ring tournament. In it, he actually reached the final, but would unfortunately lose and take another pin to Xavier Woods. After the King of the Ring tournament, Finn Balor wouldn't do that much, as he just faced some jobbers in episodes of Raw, until we fast forward to February 2022, where Finn would beat Damian Priest and win the US Championship. He would have a stale reign from then, but that would end in April 18th, 2022 episode of Raw, as Austin Theory would beat Balor and end the reign, which lasted for just 49 days. After that loss, Finn Balor's career would take an unexpected turn, and the shocking would After losing the US title, Finn Balor would team up with AJ Styles and Liv Morgan to face a new faction at the time named the Judgement Day. Now, after feuding for a few months, at the June 6th episode of Raw, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley would betray Edge and would announce Finn Balor as their new leader. After this shocking decision that no one saw coming, Judgment Day would enter a feud with the Mysterios and Edge, which would lead to Dominic Mysterio betraying his father and Edge. After that, the Judgment Day would become the hottest faction and the hottest thing in wrestling, as all wrestlers involved had something to do, including Finn Balor, who is now feuding with the current world champion Seth Rollins. Now, this just proves that Finn went through an amazing career revival, and also proves 2021 me wrong. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.